Hello, welcome to another episode of Tech Talk with Toy Ifesoya. And today I have with me Bamike Fadipe. Bamike is an HR consultant with many years of experience. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good day.
Nice seeing you again.
Same here.
Okay, so let's talk about your journey, your success journey.
Hmm.
How have you become a leader in this field?
Okay, let me say that first of all, I my background is agric. I
Wow.
read agric first degree, so it has nothing to do with humans, as it were. But after school, I just knew, even though I had jobs waiting for me, but I knew I wasn't cut out for that. So I wanted to do more with myself, and I wanted to do my MBA immediately, but somehow things didn't work out. So I started CIPM exams at the time. I registered and all that. And then I was looking for, just a place to learn, to intern and all that. And I wanted to volunteer in my church at that time, Daystar Christian Center, Lagos. And I applied, and then they said they were not looking for volunteers, that they're looking for staff. I said I would do. So I applied. And they now said, right now they don't have HR, they are still trying to structure, but the role they had at the time was the front office. And I picked it up. And with my parents, hell went loose.
Wow.
Like, you went to OAU, finished first degree,
I
and
agree
all
to
you
be
want
front
to
desk
do is to be a front desk
receptionist.
officer in a church, not a bank, not an office. It was. And I told them, okay, if this is where I will start from, let me do this. I just don't want to sit down at home. I've applied in many places and went for interviews, but I didn't want to be idle. And then I picked it up. It was supposed to be a volunteering thing, don't forget. And then eventually, Daystar Christian Center at the time was already doing a lot of restructuring. That was the time they were positioning as a global organization.
Okay.
All the excellence orientation started. They were restructuring internally, so they needed a structured HR department. So I joined. I had a senior supervisor at the time. I joined her. And I joined her at the time that she was going on maternity
Wow.
leave. So it was like I just came in at the right time, and
An
I had to,
opportunity.
it was an opportunity for me. And I can tell you, I cannot write my story without writing this, that in it. I learned a lot. It gave me room to learn, to research, to search out information. And then the tools that were coming up, as at that time, we had a software that we were using for ERP. This was 2007. So we did all that, started the whole HR process, putting all the processes in place, all the policies, training, engagement, team, recruitment, everything, the
Mhm.
whole, HR operations. And that was how I started my career.
Well, that sounds nice. So you actually didn't wait for a door to open. You
Absolutely.
went after the opportunity, right? And
Absolutely.
you were prepared for it. That's a good one.
Absolutely.
So with your years of experience in HR, can you tell us about how you've been able to integrate technology
Okay.
in HR?
Okay, let me start by saying that when I started I actually started working with data in 2005, to correct, the earlier, data I mentioned. As at that time, we had files. What was called files that time was, thick paper
Mm-hmm.
that you keep documents in.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, as we speak, when you say file, it actually
Of course.
means a totally different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And technology has taken over many things, from recruitment process, data storage, data analysis, how you do things. Even the entire HR operations has been taken over by technology. How you communicate, how you have meetings. Before now, many years ago, you had to see people for every meeting you were going to have. But right now, video conferencing has helped us, all thanks to COVID, at least. That broke
Mm-hmm.
through,
That just
with
broke it up,
COVID.
yeah.
Exactly. We also have a lot of, the technology is also changing how people work mode. Before now, work meant you dress up, you go out, and then you go to an office and you come. But right now, people work hybrid, and there are a lot of jobs opening up because of this. Jobs that didn't exist before,
Yeah.
because there's now an online concept. There's a digital presence for any organization.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's dive into certifications,
Okay.
right? I know that we have several certifications around the HR itself, and of course the technology tools in HR, certifications around that. Just as it is for your fintech, for your health tech, for your law tech, like tech is an enabler and it's been incorporated to make us work smartly.
Yep.
So irrespective of whatever department or skills or competence that we may have. So I want you to just talk about certifications that are available. Whoever is out there trying to aspire, that who is aspiring to become a professional just as you are.
Okay. Let me start by saying that I was already writing my CIPM exam
Oh, okay.
when that role came up, and then I was considered for it. If I didn't have that, also because I didn't have experience, I was new. So having that certification just helped me. It showed I was already interested. I mean, I had a journey I wanted to go on. And so it just helped me, to be able to integrate on that role at the time. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of noise about certifications. Do you really need certifications? And the experience is the most important thing. That is true, but I know certification open doors.
Yes, it does.
Certification will help you to, you can't prepare when opportunities come. The best time to actually prepare is before those opportunities come. And of course, we have the local certification for HR now. We have the local, which is CIPM, Chartered Institute of Personnel Management,
Okay.
which I have. I'm an associate. Then we also have the international ones, which help put aspiring or emerging professionals in the global space.
Oh.
We have the HRCI.
Oh, great.
We have the SHRM.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
it opened doors. I know that. There are also other certifications that are relevant, because I also don't want to. I don't believe that the HR profession should be closed up. There's project management, because everything HR is going to do require it's a project.
Yeah.
You want to change how a particular process is being done, and you want to build a whole team, you want to gather stakeholders, you want to be able to manage processes around it. It includes projects. So the knowledge of project management is actually very, very relevant to any HR professional. The other side is also analytics. Data
Data
analytics.
analytics.
Yes,
Wow.
there's actually HR analytics. That's what we call it.
So the HR analytics.
Yes, so it's important. And it's not just even about the certifications, the knowledge of it, being grounded in it, being able to put those tools to use,
To use them.
to solve operational problems, to solve people problems.
Wow.
It's actually the important thing.
That's a good one. I know we also have the quality management,
Yeah.
and we also have cases where agile methodology has also been incorporated,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Absolutely.
you so much. So, what is the future of technology in HR? So I would like us to look down or into the years, say 5 years from now. What do we expect? Now that everybody is like tech, 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 what do we expect that would happen in the nearest future?
Okay. If you look back many years, how many years brought us where we are now?
Okay.
That there's so much information where we're becoming choked with information because we have it in excess. Right now, AI is changing the dynamics
It's
of how it's changing everything. It's changing how we communicate. It's changing how we manage data. It's changing how we manage people. It's changing how work is being done. It's changing business operations. The question you should ask is, what is the future of technology for businesses, because anything that impacts on businesses will definitely impact
Impact.
on the people. And HR is the umpire of the people operations in the organization. So any technology that organization or business operation is going to embrace, HR has to be able to understand it. HR has to be able to deploy it. HR has to be able to interpret it. If you're going to you talked about digital transformation earlier on. You want to do digital transformation of the entire business operations of an organization, meaning we don't want to see paper again. We want everything to, go into clouds. Everybody needs to understand how cloud-based, system works, so that they can integrate into it. And that in itself is the beginning of the future. AI, like I said, is taking us into a lot of spaces. See what's happening. Whether we like it or not, training is going to be impacted by all these things. How I'm going to be training in the future. Right now, we're
Okay.
using video conferencing. Next few years we'll be using
The metaverse. We have, I think it's metaverse and several other.
AVR.
Yes,
Virtual reality
yes,
and
virtual
all that.
reality,
Yeah.
and quite a number of other things being springing up. And this actually takes me to the future of work,
Yeah.
right? As an HR consultant, they had actually talked about a few things to expect, which dives into the future workplace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I know you also had mentioned about the virtual mode of working.
Yeah.
What else do we expect now? Because looking at the Gen Zs, looking at the traditional way of working, looking at what the COVID has brought to us and how it has changed the scope and the operations of how we used to work,
Yeah.
like, introducing the virtual aspect. So just talk holistically about it. What else should we expect? Now you've talked about the tech side. Any other thing around the HR, in terms of the work operations?
Okay. The future of work, the Gen Z, the different generations that we have will have to learn to collaborate more. And we will have to be able to integrate our business processes and operations will work irrespective of the differences. Irrespective, where we're going is actually a global space where
Yeah, a global
we won't
space.
have any regard for time zones, for time differences,
Yeah.
The future of work is not going to, people always say people will lose their jobs. I don't see it that way. I just believe that people must be able to prepare for the new jobs that will emerge. And that's what is important. Being flexible, let me use the word agile.
Yes. Being
Knowing,
agile,
okay, what
yeah.
are the future skills that we need to embrace? What are those skills? And those skills are there. We've talked about them already.
Yeah.
Business analysis is one. Data analysis is one. Even in the tech space, people just think, oh, it's only coding that is there. No, there are a lot of there's product development.
Yes, product
There's
management.
CRM, there's sales management, there's
Sales
enterprise solutions. A whole gamut of back end support, even for the develop aside from the developers.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of jobs coming up. It's important for emerging professionals, even old professionals, so that in the next 10 years we're still
To be able
relevant,
to fit in, right?
for us to still not fit in, to be at the cutting edge. So
Yes,
we're
yes,
relevant. We
yes.
must be able to, rebrand ourselves and be able to position ourselves. So I will
Positioning.
readily recommend project management for
Okay.
anybody. So that even if you are in a career, a lot of people will have to transition,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not.
And I think the skills on the product management is a very good one also.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
It
a
cuts
very good one.
across
Cuts across.
industries, whichever industry
Yeah.
you are, it will still be relevant.
No problem.
It will be relevant.
Thank you so much. We haven't talked about your challenges because I know that you weren't just baked in one day. There was a process to it. Can you just give us an insight to your challenges?
Okay. Challenges as HR professional it has many parts to it.
Okay.
There is the part of the business leaders where everybody, believe they have idea of what HR should be doing.
Okay.
There's also the part of having structure in place. Many organizations in this time actually structure in, I mean, they struggle in that space. They struggle in the space of, in the place of having structure where they just think, okay, business is booming.
Mhm.
We're doing well. Even the books, the numbers are doing well. But are the people really doing well? Are the lifestyle of the people, is there a plan for the people? Is it matching up with the numbers that is working? So that's something that, it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge. And for HR in recent times, we are repositioning not just as personnel carrying papers. We've left that many decades ago. Do you understand? It's now HR business partner, where you're partnering with
With your
the business. You
business.
want to understand the details of the business, how business works. Being able to put HR in the position of decision making is actually something that many organizations and business leaders need to embrace. Because many times they just make decisions at the top, people are not factored, and then they expect HR to run with it. And sometimes those decisions may need to be, modified, for it to be practicable or even to have the desirable result.
Thank you so much,
Thank you very much.
Bamike. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very
We are
much.
so grateful to have you. Thank you so
Same
much.
here. It's a
So,
pleasure.
to my viewers out there, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Kindly share, like, and subscribe.